Hello and welcome to Rising Stars. This is another art activity. Now this can be done by younger children and older children. Okay, so we've got different resources here that you can even use at home or in nursery and also in school for your art lessons. Okay, so we've got paper. You'll need paper, okay, for the number of children doing the activity. Typically in a nursery setting, it's 4 children per activity per time. Okay, now in an art class is as many students, as many as it can be 20. Okay, and they have their tables, so you set up the tables, okay, with all the resources that I'm going to share in this video. Okay, so you need paper, you need a bag. Now because we are at home, we can use, we're using freezer bags, okay, but you can even use polythene bags. Okay, so you can ask the children to bring in bags from home, or even you, the teacher, you can collect bags for the activity. If you're a parent, you can use, don't throw out your bags, shopping bags. You can use them for this activity. Okay, so you'll need that, and you'd also need a toothbrush that is, no longer being used or is not going to be used. Okay, so yeah, you can get a brand new one, especially if you're in school and nursery. Okay, now if you're at home, you can just wash one of your children's toothbrush that they're no longer going to use. Make sure that they're no longer going to use it, or you can buy them toothbrush for this activity. They're inexpensive, they're very affordable. You can get a pack so that you can keep them there for activities, different activities that calls for it. Okay, now I'm going to be using this one. This is an old one that I no longer use, okay, because I'm at home. Now you're also going to need different color paints. 2 to 4 is normally a good number of different colors, preferably primary colors, because they can change the primary colors to secondary colors by mixing. Okay, so for 2, 3 or 4 of those is good. Okay, so they can also share among themselves, and that prevents arguments. Okay, and then you'd need other things, because you're also going to experiment in this activity. So you need washing up liquid. Okay, you need washing powder. All right, you'd also need any type of flour. Now I'm going to use coconut flour, but you can use self-raising flour, you can use plain flour, you can use wheat flour, you can use maize meal flour. Okay, so depending on whatever flour that you've got to hand. I'm using that particular one because it's out of date, so I just kept it back for this activity because they're not going to eat it. So so it's not a problem. Okay, but if you're going to do that in nursery, make sure that you supervise the children and let them know that they can't eat it, because it's younger children. They like to put everything in their mouth. Okay, so those are the items that you're going to need, and you're also going to need card. Okay, now I've got, and then you're going to need things to put them in. If you're in an art class, you might use paint palette. Now I need to wash this because my son used this. This is his one. But if you're in an art class, you'd use something like this. But if you're at home, you can use a plate that you no longer use. Okay, we no longer use these. These are play plates now. Or you can use a bowl. Okay, again, we don't use this anymore. These are play plates and play bowls. Okay, for home corner activities. All right, so now how am I going to do this? Okay, you need to cut a hole in your bag, okay, and then put paint in it for the paint to dribble. So I've already cut the bag, but I need to put paint in, so I'm gonna pause. Now I've got my paint in the bag, so all I would have to do is lift the bag and let the paint dribble. Okay, so I've mixed both the red and the blue paint. So this is what you do with your child or children. Okay, if you're at home or if you're in school and nursery, this is what you do with the children. Okay, so you cut it for them. If they're younger, if they're older, you just explain to them what to do and they do it. And then for the younger children, once you've cut the bag and you've put the paint in the bag, you just allow them to move it over the paint themselves, okay, while you're watching them. All right, now once they've done that, they might want to now use their card. Okay, so they might want to use a card, so they'll just make whatever pattern that they want, okay, and see what is happening. Okay, and then once they've used the card, they may want to use flour, so they may sprinkle some flour. For nursery children, this is when you ask them, how does the flour feel? Okay, how does it feel? And they'll tell you how it feels. And then they may want to use the washing up powder. After that, again, with nursery children, you ask them, how does it feel? And then you tell them, smell your hand, how does it smell? Okay, because this makes a great sensory activity as well. Okay, so for their sensory development. Okay, and then they may want to use the washing up liquid. And go back to their card. Again, you'd ask them, how does it smell? They use their card to move it around to create patterns. Okay. Then they might say, well, I want more paint. Okay, no problem. Then they might want to use the brush, the toothbrush. So it doesn't have to be a particular object that they they create. Okay? Some children will tell you what they've created, but most times they'll say, I don't know. It's just a painting, and that's fine. Don't insist on an object unless there's a specific activity that you're doing with the older children. But allow them to just create patterns and whatever it is that they want to create. Is for them to express their creativity. Okay, so remember, this is an activity that you can do even at home. Okay, I know some parents may be screaming, you know, in this economy, why are you wasting items? But think of it as a way of investing in your child or children's learning and development. You know, a little goes a long way. It's things that you have at home already, or things that are inexpensive that you can purchase and, you know, allow your children to use to learn. Okay, so that is it. Have a good evening. Bye.